Hey guys, what's up? I'm home for Christmas break. I just finished my first college semester, and honestly, I cannot believe how time has flown by. So I just want to share my experience of my first semester, some do's and don'ts, my plans for next semester, 2015, and yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. And if you want to see my dorm room when I get back to campus, I would love to do a video of that. And any other college questions that you guys may have, I will feel free to answer them. But thank you once again for watching, and I hope you enjoy. Bye. My first semester was very exciting. A lot happened in just one semester. I enjoyed it for the most part. There were a lot of things that I were not expecting, and there were some things that I were expecting. So I'm just gonna get right into it and not try and make this video like an hour long because ain't nobody got time for that. So start off with classes. My first semester, I took about 7 or 6 courses. I don't really know off the top of my head, but I took 7 or 6 courses. My grades, they were okay. I'm kind of upset at myself that I didn't do up to par like I wanted to do my first semester, but next semester my goal is to have 4.0 the whole semester and get all A's, so hopefully that happens. My major is marketing, but it may change because I'm into fashion and design and all that, so I may, change my major. I'm not sure yet, but business is where I'm at. So yeah, grades were okay. Definitely, if you are going to college, grades and schoolwork and tests and studying should be your number one priority because that is why you are at school. Let's not forget. And your first semester, it's very easy to get distracted because you're meeting so many new friends. You want to go to parties, you get involved with sports maybe, and it's just so easy to get off track. But it's so important that you stay on track your whole semester and just focus because that's what you're there for. Other thing to remember, my first semester I joined the dance team. I cheerleaded in high school, and I was going to do that, but then I wanted to try something different in college, so I joined the dance team. I became the PR for the dance team, which is like the public relations person, so I was the head of the Instagram page, the YouTube page, and all that. And at first I loved it. I loved being involved, and you should definitely be involved in clubs or a sport or something in college because that helps you network better, that helps you get out there better and meet new people. I loved it. I absolutely loved it like the first couple months, and then I kind of started regretting it because I was tired, and then it was very demanding, and then just being at practice was kind of tiring. So then that would make me want to sleep, and I kind of, missed a couple of my morning classes because I had a lot of 8:30 classes this semester, and I think next semester I only have one, but I had all 8:30s besides one 8:30 on Tuesday, which killed me. I don't know why I did that. So if you're watching this video, do not make every class an 8:30 class because it is impossible to get up sometimes. So I did skip classes, which are not good because you need to go to every class. You may think, oh, I have a friend in that class, they're going to give me the notes, or I can email my professor. No. Make sure you're at class every single time that class meets because there's something that you're missing for the final, there's something that you're missing for the midterm, and it's very crucial that you go to class. I cannot stress that enough. Go to class. If you don't do anything else, just make sure you go to class. Skipping because you're sick, granted, understandable, but make sure you go to class. You should never sleep in because you're missing that class time. You're missing that knowledge that the professor is giving you. And yeah, you can get notes from your friend, but it is better for you to have your own notes because that's what you understand what the college professor said. You may not understand your friend's notes. So if you are doing a sport or a club or a team like I was on, like a dance team, make sure you can fit it in your schedule and make sure it's not making you that tired that you're like, oh, class, oh no, I'm just going to stay in bed because that's not good. And that's where I kind of messed up, because not only am I on the dance team, but I also have work study. So I have worked every Monday, and Mondays are horrible because I have an 8:30 class, and then I have work, and then I get off of work, and then I go to another class, and then I come back to work study. So my Mondays are just filled of like just tiredness. And I don't want to say I bit off a little bit too much than I can handle, because I don't think I did. It's just my time management skills were not up to par like they should have been. And that's one of the biggest advice that I can give you guys about your first semester. If you're doing something like as far as a sport, time manage your butt off, because it's going to help you in the long run, because you want to be involved, but you don't want to be too tired not to go to class or go to that meeting, and you don't want to just feel like everything is on your shoulders, when the only thing that should be on your shoulders are your classes, your books, and your tests, and everything else should just be like little things like around, because that should be your main focus. So time management is very crucial your first semester, because once you get it and you get your little schedule going the next semester, and then when you come back to school, it will just kind of be easy, like, for you, because you already know, like, oh, I have this, and then I have this, and then I have that, oh, then this is my nap time, and this is, it just all flows, and that's what you want. You just want everything to flow, because if it's not flowing, you're going to be stressed out. You're going to, like, it's just going to be bad. From time management, a big crucial thing your first semester, just to get it out the way so it can be like I just said, you can flow, is the amount of sleep that you allow yourself to get. Because in college you have parties, you have drinking, you have or if you're not into that, you have your friends. And I am not a drinker. I'm not a partier. Like, I don't mind going to like a party, but I rather hang out with my friends, and that's what we do. Like, we go into someone's room, and it's always mine, because everyone just seems to come in my room. They come in my room, and we literally just watch TV. We listen to music. We eat chips, or we eat like food that we all bring. We joke around, and we literally do that till like 2 o'clock in the morning. And like in college, my bedtime was like 2, and then I have my best friends on my floor, so we would always take showers at like 3 o'clock in the morning. If anyone was in the shower, you would know it's us, because we have our music going, and we're just talking. We're just going. We're just talking and listening to music in the shower at 3 o'clock in the morning, and that was us, knowing that we have morning classes. So make sure your sleep schedule is... It's one of the most important things that I can also say, like, besides time management, your sleep schedule is very crucial too, because you want to make sure you're getting the right amount of sleep for your next class. And maybe you have to write a paper, or maybe you have to study for a test, or maybe you have a group project. If you're sleepy, you're not going to be able to focus. Trust me, I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt. It's not fun being tired and trying to work on a paper. It's not fun being tired and like studying. So I'm not saying like, oh, make sure you have a bedtime. I'm not saying that at all. But if you know that you have an 8:30 class, or you have like a morning class, and you're up to like 3 o'clock in the morning, it's most likely not the smartest thing for you. Because if you get up the next day, literally at like 8 o'clock, you're going to be rushing, especially if you're a female. And not even saying like you like makeup and all that, like you may not even be like that. But if you're a female and, sometimes sweatpants and a sweatshirt is maybe all you want to throw on, or for some girls it's like, I don't want to go to class in that. Or like, I don't know, it can just be very stressful getting up in the morning and then having to rush. And I'm not a rusher. I hate rushing, because I'm like, oh, I'm going to forget this in my book bag. I'm going to forget to make sure I have my water bottle. I'm going to forget my books or something. So everything has to be out at night. And then I have to make sure like I can get up. And then like, I don't know why I do this, but like I get up and then like I'll just sit there for like 2 minutes, and I'm like, okay, like then I can go. So it's very important that your sleep schedule is good too, because if you don't know how your body works, like if you think that you can run off for 2 hours of sleep, and then you do it and you're like, I'm dead, and then you're getting a headache, that's your fault. Personally, I know myself, I cannot run off of nothing less than probably 4 hours, because if I get 4 hours of sleep, I'm still tired. And if I get 5, I'm like, okay, I can do it. So make sure you have enough sleep so you can function throughout your day. The first semester is all about making friends, networking, and meeting new people. I've met, literally in college, you kind of meet someone new every day. And a lot of people say that, and I didn't think it was true. And my school is not the biggest school. My school is actually really, really small, but I still saw someone new every day. Or I made a new friend every day. But also you need to watch who you say you're close with, because I had a lot of drama my first semester, which is funny because like I never had drama in high school because I just kept to myself. And I still keep to myself in college. I'm not saying I don't. But in college, I did have kind of a lot of drama because like one day these people want to be your friend and then you're like, oh, they're acting funny, or they're mad that like there's people in your room and you didn't invite them, or it's just really like stupidness, because some people, they're still stuck in the high school, and then some people are like in college, and then you have your in between. They're like, oh, I'm in college and I'm going to act like a college student, but then I'm also going to act like a middle schooler and high schooler. So it's kind of like what? Like you can't do that. So you also have to be aware of your surroundings and your friends, because someone that you could befriend and meet the next. And that's definitely something to look out for your freshman year, your first semester, because whoever's your friend at the end of that semester will most likely be your friend for the rest of your college career, honestly, because it's not like high school where you see these people every day, because I don't even have classes with my closest friends that I say that I'm close with. I don't have classes with any of them besides one, and that class meets twice a week. So it's not like I see them every day. Like we're like, oh, we're going to the cafe to get something to eat. Oh, you're coming over, or I'm coming over. That's how you see your friends. You don't just, oh, I'm going to see them in bio, then I'm going to see them in lunch, or they're on my bus. Like that's not how it works. So in college, whoever's your friends at the end of that semester, that's who you're going to be rocking with. And whoever you lose in the middle of your first semester, let them. And my problem was, like, because I didn't have drama in high school, I felt like, oh my gosh, like, I just lost that girl as my friend, or that guy, like, he was my good guy friend and now he's not. Let them be, because honestly it's what's best, because you don't want those kind of people to drag you down. And if you see something in them that's like, oh, you're immature, don't give them time to mature. And I'm very nice, but you can't just be like, oh, like I'm going to wait for them to mature. No, because that's going to hold you down. You're going to get frustrated, you're going to get annoyed, you're going to get sad, you're going to get into this place where it's like, this is not how I should feel about a friendship, and you should never do that to yourself, because you are more important than any of those people. You should be put first before anyone else. So just remember that. Like, if you lose a friend your first semester, don't take it necessarily as a loss, because it could be a gain, because you're going to gain someone else that's loyal, that's honest, that's trustworthy. And literally in the end, like, don't be, and this is another of my problem, don't be so quick to call someone your best friend. Let them be your acquaintance. Let them be your associate, because they're like, oh, I'm her best friend, so I could take advantage of her. I could do this, I could do that, I could do this to her. And then you're like, how are you my best friend? And then you get hurt because you're like, wow, I thought that was my best friend. So when you meet someone, and if you guys see that you have common interests, let it rock a little bit. Don't be so quick to be like, oh, that's my girl, oh, that's my boy, because 2 days later, that could be your worst enemy. That could be, the person that wants to backstab you. So always be aware of the people that you keep. Also be aware of the people who come into your room. But just transitioning to that, your room. When you have friends over, do not leave everything out. My family always told me, do not leave anything valuable out. Don't leave your laptop. Don't leave your jewelry. Don't show them where everything is, because you never know. Like, that person, that could be your girl, could be stealing from you. That person that's your boy could be taking your money off the counter while you go to the bathroom. And don't just leave your stuff unattended. Like, if you're leaving and you know that you're leaving someone in your room, guard your stuff, because you never know, like, what they can find. And people are very, very nosy, especially if they're in someone else's room. They're looking around. They're looking to see what they can get into. They're looking what they can touch. Never trust people around your valuable stuff. Even if that's your girl that you've been rocking with since orientation, don't do it, because you will regret it, because you're not in everyone else's mind, so you don't know how they think, you don't know how they act. Half the time you don't even know how people were raised. That was another one of my biggest mind blowers, seeing how everyone else was raised, like how someone can be so rude to someone, or seeing how someone thinks that they're better than someone, because that's not how I was raised, and I don't like friends like that. So I had to see that the hard way, that this person is talking about someone that's also my friend because they have more money than them, or they're like on a certain scholarship. But no, you're not. Like, it's so much to get into, and that will probably be another video about friends in school. But just make sure you watch the company you keep, but also guard your room and guard your surroundings, because you never know how someone else is thinking. To conclude this video, one other thing that happens to a lot of college students their first semester is homesickness. I did have a bad case of being homesick, and I live in New Jersey and I go to college in New Jersey. But I live about 3 hours away from my school. Depending on traffic, it can go up to 4, which is crazy. But I got homesick, and it was bad. And I called my best friend from home, and I was crying, and I'm like, I want to go home. I don't want to be here. And it didn't happen to me my first month of college. It happened to me my second month of college. And I remember it like it was yesterday. Like, it was going so good. I'm like, oh, I love college. I never want to go home. Then out of nowhere, I was like, I don't want to be here anymore. Why am I here? Like, I can go to a community college, I can work, have all this money, buy myself a car, get a new apartment, whatever. That was just my thinking. So I call my best friend, I'm like, I don't want to be here. I want to hang out with you. I want my old friends back. People here, they get on my nerves. I just don't want to be here. And then I don't know, like, it just came out of nowhere, and I'm like, oh, I'm transferring, I'm leaving, I want to go closer to home. And it was just like, Bria, snap out of it, because you're here for a reason. And I'm a strong believer in God, and praying and reading my Bible helped me a lot get through that, because you're in college for a reason. You're at the school that you're at for a reason, whether you're learning from it and or you're just like, you're there to be great, to be the person that you want to be. So that's what you gotta have to run through your head. Like, I'm here for a reason. I'm on all those SATs, mornings at like 4 o'clock in the morning, when you have to get up and take that stupid test, and all the college applications, they're creating scholarships and applications. Like, all that is going to pay off hard when you're making that money, when you're like, oh, that's my degree from there, that's my master's from there, that's my doctorate from there. And that's what you have to focus on. Homesickness is not easy to cope with. Homesickness actually sucks, but it is doable, and it's something that you have to like get through, and it happens to everyone. So if you're watching this before you enter college, or you're watching this as you're in college, remember, you're going to get homesick. Even if you're like 30 minutes away from home, you're going to get homesick, because home is what you know. Home is home. But in college, you need to make your dorm, you need to make that campus your home, because that's going to be somewhere you go for 4 years or go for 2 years, whatever your choice is. Homesickness happens to everyone, but you have to be strong enough to say, hey, I'm here for a reason. Push that homesickness behind. You'll see them on break. You'll see them on Christmas break. And actually, Christmas break, if you're like my school, is a month. And I go back the 26th. It's now the 27th. And I am ready to go back. And I'm just saying that, like, I miss my school. I miss my dorm. I miss my little mattress pad bed. Like, oh, I love my bed. Don't get me wrong. But I have, like almost 3 more weeks to go, and I'm ready to go back to school. Like, I'm like, I was homesick? What? Brie was homesick? Yeah, I was homesick, but now I'm ready to go back. So it happens to the best of us. This video up by my first semester. Parties, drugs, alcohol. Let's talk about that in relationships, because I covered, hard work in school. School should be your number one focus. Time management and friends. On to the juiciness. School, parties, drugs, and alcohol. Drugs, marijuana, whatever kind of drugs. I'm not a druggy person, so all I really know was marijuana and crack, and that's it. But you can find drugs are at literally everywhere, y'all. Like, drugs are on every campus, alcohol's on every campus. My RA likes to tell us that our dorms are dry, but our campus is wet, which means our campus has alcohol in it, but we can't have alcohol in our dorms, which freshmen do anyway. So there's going to be all that everywhere, and then you're going to have your parties. My advice to you, you're going to want to experience everything. You're going to want to experiment everything also. Just be careful. The rule is, and I'm pretty sure everyone knows this rule, never take a drink from someone you don't know, or leave your drink and pick it back up, because you don't know what someone may walk to and like put some little stuff in there. You don't know if that person who's handing you that drink put some stuff in there too. So if you were to get a drink at a party, which you shouldn't, but if you are, you should watch that person make it in front of you, or you should just make your own drink, or pour your own punch, even though you should never drink punch at a party. Weed. Weed's not safe. It's not good for you, but you're going to probably want to experiment it, or, try it, and do you. If you like it, then just be careful, because even though they say it's not addictive, trust me, it can be. I have a friend, I'm not going to say any names because I don't know if he's going to watch this video, but he started smoking in school when we first got to campus, and now he just won't stop. And it's like, if it's not addictive, then why do you keep going back? And it's not addictive, it's just a amount of self-control. So that's also what it is. And with parties too, have self-control. Just because there's a party every Saturday, that doesn't mean that you should be at it. Just because there's a party every Friday, that doesn't mean that you should be at it. Have self-control. Have self-control over your liquor that you drink, over the weed that you smoke, and the parties that you attend, because all that can get very overwhelming and take over you, and you'll wind up not going to class, not doing your midterms, not doing your finals, and dropping out and being a disappointment. Trust me, I've seen it happen. I've literally seen like already 5 people in my class that we came in together, and we've had classes together, and they wind up not taking the midterm, not even showing up for the final, not even showing up for class in general. Scratch that, all the finals and stuff. They don't even show up for class because they were partying last night, or they smoke every day, or they drink every day, so they don't want to get up and go to class, which is sad, because you pay a lot of money for college, you pay a lot of money for books, you pay a lot of money for the dorm, for everything. Make your parents proud. Show them that, hey, I'm in college and I'm going to make you proud. Don't get caught up in all the drugs and all the alcohol and all the parties, because all that lasts for a little bit. And remind you, you can do all that when you graduate college and you have your job and you have your apartment and you're living golden. But have self-control. Self-control is so important. And once you figure out your time management, what your sleep schedule, what you can handle, everything, and your self-control, and you have all that your first semester, your second semester, and your third year, and your fourth year, it will all be a breeze. I'm telling you. And I'm looking on my first semester right now, and I'm like, all right, that's what I can't do, that's what I can do, that's what I can't do, that's what I can do. I'm going to take all that, and I'm going to enter my 2015 spring semester with the right mind, with the right frame of mind, so I can just be a beast. Let's just put that as, I plan on being in beast mode the whole time of my spring semester. 2015 goals for my spring semester are to get on the dean's list, get all A's, finish out with a 4.0. I will be blessed to be an RA my sophomore year. Other goals for my spring semester are just to enjoy and keep having fun in college, and keep making friends, and focusing on who my real friends are, and not get caught up with fake friends and fake drama, because it's not necessary. Some other goals for my spring semester are just to focus on Brea and being the bigger person, the better person, and the person that I know that I can be, but also making my family proud. And that is pretty much it, to improve my time management skills, because they're not up to par like they should be. And also my self-control skill is not up to par like it should be either, so also improving those two. So that is my first college experience, college experience. Like I said in the beginning of the video, if you guys want to know anything else about college, if you wanted me to get in more in depth about my college, when I go back to campus, I want to do a little room tour. I will also do a video about roommates because I don't think I discussed it at all in this video, and I think that's a video for itself. So I will be happy to do any college videos, but also stay tuned for makeup tutorials and fashion videos and all that crazy good stuff. God bless and stay golden, guys. Bye.